Have you ever struggled with some work that could have been done with just 2 hours of focus, but after sitting with it distracted all day, you still haven't made any proper progress? My name is Yuka, and quite recently, there was this time where I just logged in and focused. I got 2 times as much work done in the same time. I felt so good about myself, and I realized how shit our work and our focus usually is. I'm going to tell you 3 steps that you can take so that you can unlock insane focus on command tomorrow. Step number 1 is the preparation. The first thing that you require is up here. You need an unstimulated mind, because usually how it goes, we have a laptop nearby, we have our phones, we have the notification, we have Instagram, Snapchat, every single thing. How do you even expect yourself to focus when YouTube Shorts is 1 click away? And not only with what you're going to do, not only do you have to come in with an unstimulated mind, but in the focus session, you have to make sure the distractions don't get you. And this is not just the usual things. Even things like your family interrupting you, things like, just try to avoid. I know our environment, we can't have complete control over our environment. We can't even have complete control over our own minds. But try to do as much as possible. Install blockers on your phone, easy one. Install blockers on your PC, easy one. Try to set up the environment, and that's what gets you into a mindset where you can do focused work. The second thing is that you have to plan. This is all part of step 1, by the way. Plan what work you have to do. Just when you have a general idea of the things that you need to do, it's a lot easier. And these are the things that you are doing today. You are preparing today for the insane focused work that you're going to do tomorrow. Have a general idea of what are you going to do, which is the most important, highest priority work that you want to make progress on. Just write it down and keep it ready. Keep and prepare, and when you set up the workspace, keep a notepad also along with yourself. You have set up the workspace today. For tomorrow, you have the notepad along with you, because there will be a lot of things that come in your mind. And when you take action on those things in the middle of your focus gets ruined. So just whatever comes in your mind, you can note it down in the notepad, a pocket notepad, like, I'll just take one and show. A pocket notepad like this. So now you can actually write it down in the notepad and just deal with it later after the focus session gets over. And if tomorrow is a holiday for you, don't actually set an alarm. This goes against probably the self-improvement 5 a.m. morning routine advice that you have heard. But don't set an alarm. Go to sleep at a reasonable time today, at an actual reasonable time today, and tomorrow just sleep until you naturally wake up. And when you do that, when you wake up, because you have already set up everything that you need for work, this is important, wake up and immediately go to the work. Don't brush your teeth, don't do anything, don't go into, if you want to go to the bathroom, don't go to the bathroom, don't do any of your complicated morning routines. Just wake up and get to work. Because when just after sleep, your mind, ideal case scenario, you get to the work within 1.5 minutes from the time that you wake up. You get to the work that quick, half asleep, and then you just start working. That is the preparation you have to do today so that you can start the work tomorrow. And in the time that you're actually doing the work, we get to a key principle of productivity, which brings us to the second step. You will not be able to improve, and you cannot improve, and it's very hard to improve something that you cannot track, something that you do not track. Because our brain just likes to see numbers go up. Our brain just likes to see our levels go up in the video game, see our rank go up in the video game. So how do you track your focus so that you can improve it? There are 2 ways in which you can do it. The first thing is when you are actually working, and a bit of an asterisk here, you can use your phone for this if you know that you won't get distracted. Be honest with yourself. If you know that you'll use your phone for other things other than the work that you're supposed to be doing, don't use your phone for this. Use an actual timer. But then in the phone, you can just open up the timer, set a time of how long you think the task is going to take, how long you think it will take for you to get the work done, and just turn on the timer and get to the work. Get to that deep work task. That could be solving the question. That the deep work task could be typing on the computer. But then get to the deep work task, and anytime you do anything other than the deep work task, this could be writing on the notepad, this could be going to the restroom, drinking water, anything other than the deep work task, pause the timer. And this is how you know how much focused work you are actually getting done. And the next thing that you want to do is that here you are tracking your focus time. But then in some cases, and you are lucky if this is the case, the work that you do is trackable. If you're working on a book, if you're working on a program, then when you are typing, the number of words that you type is a trackable number. So track that. Go set up the word count. On Google Docs, you have the options for the word count. If you're studying, if you're solving questions, the number of questions, that is a trackable number. And you can track that. You can track the amount of work that gets done and the amount of time that you spend focusing. The number of words, the number of questions that you solved. And what do you do with this data? You go into the focus session, you track it, you have an amazing, deep, focused work where you did more in that day than you probably do in weeks and months. What do you know next is that you keep a track of it. You keep a track of the timer and the number, and what you do is that for those who have a habit tracker, just do this along with the habit tracker. On the main things, right, write something like, you can keep a tally of every hour that you spend doing productive stuff, doing the deep work, doing the actual timer focused work. You probably cannot sustain that level of focus all day, and that's completely normal. So track that, and every single one of this line, hopefully you understand what tally marks mean. Every single one of this line represents an hour, and track these in increments of 30 minutes. Half a line means 30 minutes. So track that, and now you have a way of tracking the amount of deep work that you do every single week. And the next week, come back on it and try to improve it. And if you if you want to take this to the next level, you can just be like, these 3 hours that I put into work, I completed 258 words. I wrote down 258 words, or I solved 50 questions. And now you are able to track the focus work, and next week you can come back and you can just see how much you have progressed. Here's the thing. It's so hard to erase this. Okay, leave this. Level 1 is that you do this tomorrow. And that's what most of us will do. That's what most of you will do, is that you go and try this tomorrow. Level 2 is that you realize how amazing it is and you try it multiple times tomorrow until you realize your focus isn't that good. And level 3 is that you try it multiple days in this week. And level 4 is that you put it on the tracker, you put every single day on the tracker, and you do this your entire life. I'm rooting for you. Take action and give me a kiss. Mwah.